panic attacks. Okay, take this for instance. I'm in a shop, I'm just walking up and down these aisles, and I find the shop's getting a bit too busy. There's too many people around me and it's making me a little bit stressed. And so I start hesitating, and I'm going, my breathing's getting really fast, and it feels like my heart's going to burst because it's going so fast. I never had this feeling before. So I thought, this is scary. This is frightening. Why am I feeling all these physical sort of pains from getting a bit stressed out because the shop's too busy? Oh, I have to escape. It's just too much for me. So I escape the shop. Oh, I think I'm having a heart attack now. Call an ambulance. Paramedics check me over. Heart's beating fine. Blood pressure's fine. So why was I actually suffering with these physical symptoms that are so frightening? I had to call an ambulance out because I thought I was going to have a heart attack or die. Why? Okay, you know why? I'll tell you. Because I was in the shop and I was really stressed out, and the stress just triggered a panic attack. And for some people, right guys, stress doesn't always kind of bring on panic attacks in every single person in the world. Some people just have this extra adrenaline kind of rush. And it's quite frequent in people with high intelligence actually, and more in women as well. There's more women sufferers with panic attacks. It's usually if you worry too much about something, like I took the shop for example, okay? And I want to let you guys know, and I think a lot of people that have panic attacks are aware of this actually, that they are completely harmless. They can't kill you, as frightening as they feel. They cannot kill you. They cannot cause cancer, nothing like that. Okay, I know how frightening they feel because you get these chest pains, you get like this clogginess around your neck area, so it feels like something's stuck down your throat. You might feel like you're being drowned. You might feel like there's no air going down your lungs. You might not be able to swallow so much because you're so nervous. You might get a little bit of nausea, and there's also like kind of muscle tensions around the shoulder area as well sometimes as well. Okay, they do feel really scary, right? But they totally aren't scary, okay? What it is, basically, is your brain's just completely tricked into danger. Okay, and so your brain is just totally convinced that's going to happen. So what happens then is that the human body is naturally to react, okay, but it causes physical symptoms like I just explained. But if you ever keep suffering with these panic attacks, you just got to remember they're not going to kill you. So keep saying they're not going to kill me, because you know that's true, okay? You don't even have to challenge a thought, it might kill me, because it can't kill anyone. Have you ever been on, have you ever gone on, watched the news and has ever come up with this person died from a panic attack? No, because it's not even possible, okay? So basically, if you're kind of a negative thinker, you keep thinking negatively, instead of feeding your brain so much negative feedback, kind of instead do the positive thinking, okay? You want to really change your thought process here. Some people really struggle with thinking more positively than negatively. Some people are the opposite, of thinking maybe too positively and hardly any negative. But if you're a genuine kind of warrior, you want to kind of change up the thought process, and if you ever sat in a situation you're really scared of, you've got to just remember you're going to be absolutely fine. You've got to try and keep yourself calm, and maybe take a bottle of water, because I've heard bottled of water does help panic attacks. And also try the 7-11 breathe in, and if you haven't got a clue what I'm on about by that, it's basically where you breathe in, and when you breathe in you count to 7, when you breathe out you count to 11. When you breathe out you want to make sure it's longer than the breathe in, okay? And instead of when you have a panic attack, usually your chest kind of, it usually moves faster more than your stomach area, but you want the chest to not move as much as your stomach. So with your stomach, just imagine you're blowing up a balloon, okay? Another thing is just basically if you're in a scary situation that usually triggers your panic attacks, you just want to kind of distract yourself. Maybe there's a whiteboard in the room, just look at that whiteboard and say, oh, that's a nice whiteboard, or something like that. As silly as it sounds, guys, okay, it just distracts the brain. I mean, simple things like just pinching the tip of your thumb, you know, here, with your other thumb, just to make it a bit tender. Okay, don't really hurt yourself, but just to make it a bit tender. That pain, that brain's just focused on that pain, it's going ouch, okay, so it's distracted from the other negative thoughts, okay. It's really common panic attacks, by the way, and just remember, guys, seriously, you're not the only one just sat there having one. Seriously, there's zillions of people who suffer with panic attacks, and I'm sure there's plenty of other tips on YouTube you can find as well, okay. And a lot of people with them go to like hypnotherapists and all that sort of thing, and I personally go to a place called Gateway Team. I don't know if you've ever kind of heard of it, but I live in Bournemouth, and it's just around the corner from me, so that's quite helpful. They talk all about anxiety and stuff, you know, and all that. And if you do have a Gateway Team around you, I would definitely recommend it, sort of thing. And definitely, if you're in a situation that usually causes your panic attacks, try not to avoid it, because yes, in the short run it's nice because you got that relief of like escaping, you know, but in the long run it's just making you like 10 times worse, really, because you're not getting used to the situation. And if you like kind of stay in that situation, yeah, and you leave that situation, just in the end you probably will feel proud of yourself. And if you do panic and that, don't, you know, a lot of people get emotional when they have panic attacks, they start crying and stuff. It's just normal, it's completely normal. Panic attacks are normal, okay, but I think the key one is definitely changing the way you think, because if you think positive all the time, it's usually not trigger panic attacks, does it really? It doesn't. So negative thinking usually does. I hope this did help you guys. I'm sorry this is a little bit long, but I hope the tips like the 7-11 breathing technique does help and stuff. I mean, the first time I had a panic attack, I didn't have a clue what it is. The reason why I had a panic attack is because I thought a plane was going to crash. I live on one of them air things, you know. Herne Airport's just down the road from me, and these aeroplanes go really low down across my house. And I just sat in my bedroom one night thinking, oh no, this is going to crash, and I was so convinced. And it's usually the what if feeling, and I definitely say, you know, because you're challenging those thoughts, and what are the chances of really happening, and you're so convinced it's going to happen, and it's so scary, sort of thing. Deal with the things that are really happening in your life, not the things that you think are going to happen, okay? Yeah, but I was so convinced that this plane was going to crash. Did it crash? No. You see? But yeah, that was very scary, and my heart started beating really fast, and I went outside for fresh air, and I got to admit the fresh air did help a bit, but I was going around in circles like a total mad woman. I was having a heart attack, I really did, I was so convinced. Because the physical symptoms were really bad, and the ambulance paramedics were saying to me it was just a panic attack. They said you're hyperventilating. They said, have you been worrying a lot? And I said, yeah, I thought the plane was going to crash tonight, so. And they just told me to keep calm and stop thinking so negatively all the time and get some sleep. So yeah, it helped, you know. But I know how anxiety and panic attacks do feel, guys. I know how frightening they can feel, and how just when you feel sick and that around a shop or out, especially not in your comfort zone, it feels really like daunting. It's just an awful feeling, you know. But yeah, the ambulance drivers did check my heart and that, and said I was absolutely fine. My blood pressure was actually fine, you know. So I didn't panic after that. I thought, well, I've been in an ambulance, they've checked me over, you know, and I'm fine, so I felt much better. But yeah, I hope this helped. Thank you very much for listening, guys, and if you want to email me, just send me an inbox or write on my wall. Thank you very much. Bye.